Hi, this is 365801 and this is my recommendations and kind of TBR video for the Buzzword Readathon or 2021 Reading Challenge. So to take part in the Buzzword 2021 Reading Challenge, it's a great idea if you just head on over to Books and Lala's YouTube channel and her website where you can find all the information for January.
Selected the word dream.
Now I will be sure to link the video in the description, so go ahead and check that out so you can get all of the details that you need to create your own TBR, and of course to get some really great recommendations and to watch her create her TBR. It's very relaxed, it's going to be fun. There's a lot more emphasis on just taking part as and when you can and making things fit rather than everything being very strict. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be fun. Now, as soon as she mentioned which word it was for January, I paused the video, went straight on over to my spreadsheet, opened it up and typed in the word dream. And the first one that came up was Better Than a Dream, which is actually a yaoi novel that I own. I predominantly have a BL or yaoi collection, so that's what I'm going to be looking for. This is one I have read before, but I haven't read it in a long time, and I would like to be reading a bit more prose in 2021, so I will, I think, be putting this on my TBR for this first week of January. I will see if I get round to it. I know it's not exactly the most thrilling story, so we'll see. Now, the next title that came up on my spreadsheet was a manga series by Yaya Sakuragi, and that is Bond of Dreams, Bond of Love. It's only 4 volumes, it's really sweet and cute. It is age gap romance, but from a BL perspective, but the younger partner is the one who's the aggressor and wants to create and start a relationship, so it's kind of fun. I don't think I'll be picking it up though, because I have had a read of it just fairly recently. Now, the next one that came up on my spreadsheet was Dreams of the Days, Kyung Ha Yi. This is by Net Comics and it is a manhwa, a Korean manga. So I have had it in my collection for a while now and I just haven't actually ever read it. So this is a really great opportunity for me to pick it up. This is for sure 100% going on my TBR for this readathon. I will definitely be reading Dreams of the Days. This gives me a really great excuse to read it. Now, the next one that came up is also a yaoi novel, which is kind of rare for these to come up, and that is Only the Ring Finger Knows the Left Hand Dreams of Him, and that is volume 2 in the series. This is Satoru Kanagi and Hotaru Odagiri's work, and it is a 4-volume series, and volume 4 is so difficult to get hold of. So I'm going to keep on chugging away trying to get volume 4. So this will not be on my TBR just because I don't want to start something that I can't actually finish. Now, the final of the 8 volumes that have the word dream in the title that came up on my spreadsheet was Cornered Mouse Dreams of Cheese by Setona Mizushiro. This is a 7 Seas publication, and I picked this and the second volume in the series, the companion volume, The Carp on the Chopping Block Jumps Twice. I picked that up in 2020 and I think I've read it 2 or 3 times already in 2020. Do I need an excuse to reread it even just so soon? Probably not. So I think along with Better Than a Dream, I will put this in my can be read if I have time pile. So yeah, maybe. Now, that was the last of the 8 volumes that came up on the spreadsheet, so of my actual print titles. And so I headed on over to Sublime to see if there was any digitals, but there was only Bond of Dreams, Bond of Love. So I already have everything from Sublime that has Dream in the title. Then I headed over to the June Manga website, and there was obviously the yaoi novel listed, but there was another 2 works as well. I think one that is called, is it Awakened Dreamer? Awakened Dreamer sounds very melodramatic by reading the synopsis. Maybe one that might be worth picking up, but as I have a couple in my own pile, I should really get through my TBR that I own rather than purchasing more. Now the other work that came up was Weekend of Dreams. Now the premise or the synopsis of this sounds a little bit crazy, but the artwork looks interesting, and yeah, I'm not too sure, but I don't think I'll pick it up. Now I head on over to Lesson because I have been reading a lot of webcomics, and there's actually one that I have started, and I just started it recently. You can see when you type in the search engine, there's one that's called Dream Away. I've only got 2, I think, episodes or chapters of that, but the one above it, The Night's Unfulfilled Dreams, annoyingly enough, there's 2 versions, and one's a young adult version, and one's the not safe for work version. Which chapter do you think I bought from? Yes, unfortunately, the young adult edition I purchased for episode 2. Because you got to read episode 1 for free, and I enjoyed episode 1, so I wanted to read it. Now, if only I'd known that there was a not safe for work version, I definitely would have purchased that. Obviously. It's only 9 episodes. It is an original netcomics story, so you can read it over on the netcomics website, but I use Lesson quite a lot. But it is 4 coins for an episode, so it is going to be a little bit pricey. But because I've already started it, I could do the read. I could do it. I kind of feel like I might be interested, especially because after reading the first 2 chapters or episodes, I was like, oh, this would be better if there was a bit more sex. So maybe the not safe for work version is the one for me. I went on to Renta to see if there was any, and there wasn't many BL titles. One of the titles was Dreaming of Falling in Love. That's a one in a series, so I didn't want to pick that one up, but there was another one, and that is My Dream Lover. But as I've said before, I'm not too sure if I want to pick up and pay for anything if I've got something I can read in my own collection that I've already bought and paid for. So if I fancy it, I might pick it up. I might go back to it. But yeah, I'm not too sure. I don't use Renta a lot because I now have my subscription to Futekia, and that is where we're headed now. Now the one bad point, and I mentioned this in September as well, Futekia does not have a search engine. That's something that needs to be rectified, because if I'm going to do these buzzwords, I'm going to have to go through their whole library alphabetically, looking at all of the titles just to find one that has the word dream in it. So instead of just typing in dream like in the other ones I just showed, I have to go through each and every title, which is good because I have been with Futekia for a while now, and one of my goals is to read more from the site and read more in the library and actually keep track of them, because there's some I've read and I can't remember which ones I have and I haven't. So yeah, it's a bit annoying, so we'll probably speed this up so you don't have to go along with it. But yes, I did come across one that I have not read, which I'm quite interested in. It'll take a while to get there though. We really need a search engine for Tekia. This needs to be something that happens. I will be going through all of this with like a fine-tooth comb and deciding which ones actually fall under categories for the buzzword. Here it is. It's fine even if it's just a dream. So this is Ayu Yamane, and I think I've seen her work on Twitter a lot. I follow her. It's very beautiful, very interesting. So I'm looking forward to picking up this title and giving this a read. So that's definitely going on my TBR for this Buzzword Readathon. As I mentioned, there are 12 different months, so there's 12 different Buzzword Readathon or challenges, and there's quite a lot in Futekia that would fall under each of those categories. So it would be really good for me to actually go through each and every title that's up there just now, picking out the ones I've already read and the ones that I would like to read, and also which ones would be good for which months, so I can actually put them into reading TBRs for each of the different months. So it will be good and I will go through it, but as it was, I was a little bit disheartened that there's no search function. That would be really helpful. Now there was I think one more that I came across, but unfortunately, and when I saw it I was absolutely excited. It was The Dream of the Cuckoos, and it's a Tamako work, and I was so excited. I was like, yes, brilliant, Tamako. And then I looked at the line, do you love the soul or the body, and I realised I already read it. So I also need to go through Futekiya's library and go through like what I've actually read this year since May, when I started using the service. So yes, I would like to read more and to keep track of the things I'm reading more, and this will help me. I think the Buzzword reading challenge will definitely help me do this. Unfortunately, there was no more titles that had dream in it, so there was only 2, and one of them I have already read. So in conclusion, this is the stack that I was able to pick out of my drawers. Luckily I had everything in these drawers rather than some of them being in my other collection. So Bond of Dreams, Bond of Love, I wholeheartedly recommend. It's a lovely, cute, sweet one. It's very sexy as well. Everything is drawn well, arranged well. It's a good one, and especially if you like a little bit of age gap romance, you're okay with it, then this is a good one for you. I do love Yaya Sakuragi's work, and this is one of her most polished ones. If you like this one, you can always go along with the spin-off Hide and Seek, which is, I think, even sexier. As I mentioned, the yaoi novel, it's been a long time since I read it, so I think it's worth a reread. And as I said, I do want to read more prose in 2021, and so I will definitely put this on my TBR for this readathon. The one above, you can see Dreams of the Days. That is probably the first one that I will read because it's one I haven't read ever. So it's been in my collection for a while and it's never been read, whereas I think everything else I have actually read, yes, at some point. So yeah, Dreams of the Days is the number 1 title to read for this readathon. Can't recommend it yet, but I would like to write up a proper review of it. And that's also something that I want to do. It's one of part of my goals for 2021 is to actually record in a video or write as a blog post a review of everything that I read. Even if it's just a few lines, maybe a picture, or me talking for a couple minutes, then that is fine. I would like to record what I'm reading, and so I can take note of things. Now above that is the other yaoi novel, the Left Hand Dreams of Him, Volume 2, from Only the Ring Finger Knows. This is an interesting one. It's kind of got a cult following, and Volume 4 is utterly terrible because it just, it's so difficult to get hold of. I was so frustrated. I think the cheapest I get it just now is like £150. So yes, nope, not for me, not yet. So I can't recommend that you pick up Only the Ring Finger Knows Volume 2, even if you can get hold of them, Volume 1 and 2, for like £2-3 each. So cheap. Volume 4 is so expensive. So I won't recommend that one to you. And the one above is The Cornered Mouse Dreams of Cheese and The Carp on the Chopping Block Jumps Twice, 7 Seas titles. These are like BL standard masterpieces. Seto no Mizoshiro. This was her first foray into BL, and it is adult and it is worth picking up if you are at all interested in messy, psychologically driven relationships. Do I think these two should actually be in a relationship? No, I do not. But do I enjoy the ride? Yes, I do. So I thoroughly recommend that work, Seto no Mizushiro's Cornered Mouse Dreams of Cheese, for your dream title. When it comes to the digital titles, I might pick up the Night's Unfulfilled Dream. Obviously the not safe for work version, duh. But it would be quite a pricey one due to the fact that it is 4 coins for an episode. But I will definitely be reading It's Fine Even If It's Just a Dream on Futekia. And if I've got time, I will reread The Dream of the Cuckoos by Tamiko. Who am I kidding? I will definitely reread The Dream of the Cuckoos by Tamiko. But it will make it interesting to do a review of them. So that is my plan for this Buzzword Readathon or Reading Challenge for 2021, the January edition. And I hope that I've given you some recommendations that you might want to pick up if you want to take part. Please go and watch the video over at Books and Lala. You don't need to read lots and lots. You could just read one thing a month and that's still doing the challenge. So yeah, if you're interested, make sure you use the hashtag and tag me in it if you want over on Twitter, comment down below. And if you're interested in my other Buzzword videos, then make sure you're subscribed. Like this video if you like this video, all those good things. I'll see you in the next one, and remember, every day is a BL day.